This video is about my Cosmo freestanding natural gas range, model COS 965 AGFC. I'm making this video at the request of Cosmo to verify some warranty concerns. There are a couple of issues with this range. One is that it came dented on both sides, although the shipping cartons were intact, and that means that it was dented at the factory. So this is either a scratch and dent model for which I pay full price, or else it had been a return from a previous customer, in which case I still paid full price. That's not a big concern because when the range is installed you can't see the dents on the sides. The big issue for me is that the range will not heat to full temperature. So I'm going to verify this concern today by making this video showing how the range heats up or fails to heat up. I've outfitted the range with an analog thermometer hanging from the top rack, and I have removed the bottom rack so that it will be easier to see what's going on in here. And then I have a digital thermometer which I purchased for this experiment, and I have the probe suspended from the top rack so that it is not touching anything but air. Let me pull that up a little. So there's the probe suspended right there, and I'm going to read the temperature on this display. So first, let's turn on the range to bake. And set it for 480 degrees Fahrenheit. There's the flame. So range is turned on. Now I'll close the lid. Time is 12:52. And the temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's starting to heat up. Now we can monitor the time and temperature together. What I have seen in the past is that the range will barely exceed a temperature of 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is only if I have it on for several hours. I checked the calibration of the digital thermometer by boiling a pot of water with the probe suspended in the water. And I made a separate video of that. I set the digital thermometer for 480 degrees Fahrenheit, and that means that if the temperature indicated by the thermometer reaches 480 degrees, it will alarm. But that's not going to happen. We'll be lucky if it gets to 300 degrees. I have been baking in this oven, but I have to adjust the recipes and the baking times, and there are a lot of things that I cannot bake at a temperature of less than 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The oven has been like this since I purchased it a year and a half ago. After I ruled out installation issues and human errors, I initiated a warranty claim with Cosmo. and the response has been slow. To date, a service technician has visited one time. The technician indicated that the oven needs a new igniter, and we are waiting for parts, supposedly. That's been several weeks. Now we've reached a temperature of 275 degrees. And it's kind of peaked out. If it continues to drop, then I'll see if the oven has in fact turned off. But this is normal behavior for the oven not turning off but continuing to bake at a maximum temperature just under 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I wonder if the problem is the igniter at all. It didn't turn off. Temperature's rising again. It's almost as if the thermostat thinks that it's set for 270 degrees instead of 480 degrees Fahrenheit. The analog thermometer is starting to rise too, but it has a slower response. But eventually they'll get to the same temperature. It seems to have maxed out again at about 266 degrees. Eventually it will go a little higher. I've seen a maximum of 306 degrees Fahrenheit, briefly, for this oven. And then I open the oven to put in a casserole, and during the baking of the casserole, the temperature maxed out around 252 degrees. That was leaving the oven on for 8 hours. Now it's up to 270 degrees. From here, the increase in temperature should be very slow. It can achieve maybe another 30 or 35 degrees Fahrenheit, but it will take hours. And this has been my daily experience using this Cosmo freestanding gas range. I like the range very much, but it does not function as an oven. It only slow cooks. And that is what I would like for Cosmo to repair under warranty. All things considered, I don't think I would buy a Cosmo range again. So Cosmo, please fix my range, and that's all I have to say about that.